Hey, I'm Juliet. When it comes to the sport of kings, I only trust one source, Past the Wire TV.
In this game, you have those who guess and those who know. At Past the Wire, we keep it grounded, but we play for scores, luxury, top shelf only. We're talking Cartier, Louis Vuitton, AMG, Louis Trey, only the very best, the kind of wins that make a difference. We are breaking down the Kentucky Derby Pick 5 and including the Kentucky Oaks because gentlemen never forget the ladies. Our all-in-one interactive PDF will be released by 5 p.m. on April 30th or sooner. Join our private Q&A that same night at 7 p.m. Let's build this together and far surpass our best results ever. And those are pretty good. Don't wait. Secure your spot now at pastthewire.com and I will see you there. Ciao tutti. We're not going to spend a lot of time talking about our Kentucky Derby, Kentucky Oaks seminar. Most of you already know what that is, what that's all about, where you can find it on pastthewire.com or right here in the write-up to this debut episode of a brand new show that we're rolling out called The Sharp Edge. A lot of changes in the future to the show, a lot of ideas if it sticks, and that's going to really be dependent upon you, not me. If you like it and you get something out of it and it's fun and we got a chance to make some money, we're going to roll with it. If not, we're going to scrap it like it never happened. And that's that. So I think you're going to like it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's something I've toyed with the idea of for a long time. And here we go. And this is in essence what it is. Sports betting, we know, has really blown up of late. It's always been big with the Super Bowl and things like that, but now it's really blown up. I've written a lot of articles about it. Now with prediction markets coming into the scene, exchange wagering not exactly dead and buried, there's so many different opportunities apart from horse racing. We're going to tie in some horse racing, absolutely, but proposition wagering, prediction markets, exchange wagering is something that, believe it or not, I have had my share of success in. And I love the concept. There are pitfalls, there are drawbacks. We'll get into all of that from time to time. But for the debut episode, what I decided we would do is put out some interesting proposition wages, prediction market wages, advanced sport wages. We'll see how they do. We'll see if you like them. We'll see if you don't. I'm a big believer in teaching somebody how to fish as opposed to buying them a fish. So we're going to give you the logic behind it. We're going to give you the reasoning, the pros and the cons, the market price, whether it's good, bad, indifferent, and you're going to make your own decision whether or not it's something you want to look at or something you want to not look at, or maybe go in a different direction or no direction. That's always up to you. But I think we picked out some good, interesting things all over the place. So we got a wide array of stuff. Again, this is the debut episode. We've got some plans for how we want to do it, what the production is going to be like. But I wanted to roll it out, get it out there, let you see what it is and see what the interest is. So if you like it, hit the like button, leave comments, suggestions, thoughts, whatever you want in the comments. We will look at them all, especially on this show, because this is something we really want to gauge how you feel about it. Our subscribers, I think we got like 8,000 or 9,000 subscribers. We should have 80 or 90 or 800 or 900,000, but it is what it is. Horse racing is a niche market. we're going to break into some horse racing too. We're going to have some advanced horse racing wages. We're going to have some proposition horse racing wages. If prediction markets come in the way it looks like they might, there's going to be all kinds of wages that we could make. Limitless, and some offer incredible value, as you will see. But let's just get right to it. No point, bullshitting around. We'll get into it. The first one, the Masters, is coming up, and we got a kind of an outside play now. Doesn't have to win, okay? And this one, really, credit where it's due, comes from our resident golf pro, Eddie C. Put me onto this. Did some research. I said, you know what? He might be onto something. He's a golf pro for a reason. The Masters, Augusta. And I don't know much about golf, but I do know how to do my research. Patrick Reed to win the Masters. Now, there's big swings in the pricing, which tells us what? The market is a little bit uncertain. That's good. That means he may be more live than a lot of people think. But you can get prices on him anywhere from, plus 2,700, which was huge, to I saw him on Kalshi yesterday. Kalshi, which is one of the prediction markets, at plus 4,500. That's huge. Now, why do we like him? Okay. Reed, we know he's a good golfer, but everybody in this tournament is, right? But we got him as a horse for the course. The public is busy chasing Scheffler at plus 500, McIlroy at plus 1,100, Reed 2,700 plus, up to 4,500. That spread, like I said, tells us something. And if you like him and you believe he's got a shot to win like we do, shop the market. The best number available is the one that matters and the one that you should take. You're not locked into, and we're not locked into any one market or wagering outlet at this point. So we could shop the market, and we'll always shop the market. It just makes sense. The pros, okay? One, he's 2018 champion. Two, he's got 4 top 15 finishes in his last 5 starts at Augusta. Horse for course, like we said, including a solo third in 2025 last year. 2 shots out of the McIlroy Rose playoff, and he could have won. He said himself after the round, I would have been in a playoff if I made that putt on 13. He almost won it last year. He could have won it last year. And now our inside information, and we do get some of that, tells us he's been out there for the past couple of weeks, focused like a laser beam on winning this tournament. Patrick Reed. He is also the hottest player in the world this winter. 2 wins, a playoff loss in the 3rd week stretch on the DP World Tour. That's the Dubai Desert Classic in Bahrain, the Qatar Masters. Nobody in any sport was on a hotter run early in the year. And that's not in a soft tour by any means. Like I said, we've got him on site weeks ahead of the Masters, not arriving cold like a lot of the players are going to do. And, he's a grinder. He wins with patience, nerve, and course management. That's a formula that does not age as a golfer gets older. We like him. Now, the cons. We got to look at the cons. It's not all roses. Before we make intelligent decisions, we gotta look at all sides of it. Okay. He's still competing primarily on the DP World Tour, not going toe-to-toe on a weekly basis on the PGA Tour. That's a legit concern, okay? Think of it in our terms, horse, racing against, grade 3, listed stake horses all year long, all of a sudden steps up to grade 1. No matter what kind of form he's in over there, now he's over here. It's a legitimate factor. The market is not backing him. It's fluctuating. We got a big spread, but it's not jumping behind him. And these markets are usually pretty sharp. Okay. And we've got something in his own words. In his own words, he said, the putter killed me. That is a structural risk at Augusta where the greens punish any inconsistency on the short stick. So that's his weakness, and it happens to come on a course where that matters. Our final thought is he's a tactical price play. Top pick, I don't know. He might not be the top pick to win it, but he's certainly a value pick. He's a live long shot that can win the race if things go right. And if you can find anything close to that plus 4,400, plus 4,500, it's a chance to take down a nice score with a guy that certainly can win the tournament. Now, let's move. We're going to move fast. First show. Let's just get it all out there and see what you like. And in the future, we'll narrow down specific markets and give you places where you can make some of these wages. But for now, we're just putting out there our little, I'm not going to say teaser because we're telling you who we like and why, but just putting out a little taste of what's to come on the sharp edge if you like it. Okay. NFL, everybody loves the NFL. Okay, we know that. Everybody loves betting on the NFL. We know that. One of my most successful wagers in sports over time is the advanced Super Bowl wager. I've hit my share of them. I've made some big bets. And I like to bet. I've lost a couple of heartbreakers too. But we know this is the life we've chosen. That just goes with the territory. So now, I kind of like this play as one of the best in the whole show. The San Diego Chargers to win the Super Bowl in their home stadium. Okay, our sharp angle on this is the Harbaugh year 2 leap. The pattern is documented. Okay, Harbaugh teams don't just improve in year 2; they explode. The culture is set. The system is installed. The players know what's expected. This is when the talent starts to show up in the results column. Get in now before the preseason narrative machine drives this number down to plus 1,000. Right now, you're at plus 1,500, plus 1,600, even plus 1,700 in some sports books. Not a bad wager. Now, the pros, the offensive line is coming back. Rashawn Slater and Joe Alt, two of the best tackles in the NFL, both missed most of last year. That affect Herbert tremendously. And they're coming back. He led the team to the playoffs anyway with a 32nd ranked offensive line. Think about that for a minute. 32nd ranked line still leads him to the playoff. What's his ceiling going to be? What's his potential going to be when he's got the right line protecting him? Okay. Mahomes, the Chiefs are in that division. The Chiefs QB suffered a torn ACL late in the 2025 season. AFC has been rebuilt around stopping Mahomes for years. That obstacle is suddenly dramatically reduced. Tough injury to come back from, especially early in the year. The Chiefs, to me, are on a downslide and in almost a rebuilding pattern anyway. And Mahomes, dare I say it, may have, and the injury may have pushed that ahead a little bit, may have lost a step. Herbert, fully healthy, better supporting cast, a lead head coach in year 2. The pieces are all there. I mean, last year he was playing with what, a broken finger? Some of those games? Come on. The guy can throw the ball. The Broncos, also in the division. Denver, in my opinion, overrated, and especially overrated in the market and in the wagering lines. There is much less value and much less money to be made back in the Broncos. Yeah, they got a great coach. Yeah, they got some good things going for them. Yes, it's tough to win in that altitude. We all know that, but the value is not there. The hype is. The overrated is. Last not least, we got that home field motivation. They play at SoFi Stadium, the Super Bowl. I think the Bucks with Tom Brady won it in their stadium. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's nice, and it's definitely got to be a motivating factor in any locker room to get that thing in your own home stadium. And if you do get there, I say playing at home is an edge. I don't care what anybody says. You're not driving to the stadium from a hotel. You're driving from the stadium in your car from your house. Edge. Okay. The cons. We know back to bound first round exits are hard to explain away, but I think we explained last year away. Okay, I'm not going to go into 2 years ago because 2 years ago I don't think it really matters, and we're not going to go into the Chargers never win the big game. Marty Schottenheimer, all of that bullshit doesn't mean nothing next year. This year, they lost 16-3 to the Patriots in the wild card last year, but we know. We explained that away. Harbaugh's culture grows and goes far in that second year. A healthy Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, and the rest of the conference don't care about your offensive line health. Those are some tough QBs that are going to put points up, especially Burrow if he's healthy. Josh Allen always, those are the cons. We got cons, Herbert postseason, he's got that reputation to overcome. I think he's got the year to overcome it and the right to overcome it. The Rams at plus 850 and the Ravens at plus 1,000 are both ahead of them on the board, with both having strong cases to win it on their own. The Rams got thrown a little bit of a curveball that hasn't really affected the market yet, with that receiver getting in all kinds of trouble. Nachua turning out that he had more drama behind that guy than anybody thought, and that may come into play and affect the Rams later into the year and when the season's going to start. We don't know how that's all going to play out yet, but it all to me leads to the Chargers being an extremely savvy value play, especially with that second year Harbaugh stat. I think it's a high value future play. The O-line story is big. The Mahomes injury reshape is big, especially to get them home in the division, which gives us a leg up on the competition already. Super Bowl in your own building. I would say the time to make that wager is before the draft and now, while the odds are what they are, because I think the hype around everything that we just discussed is going to build. Next. The Dodgers are not a foregone conclusion to win the World Series. Who's off to a hotter start than the New York Yankees? Nobody. Who's got the bats that the New York Yankees have and just haven't gotten over the hump? Nobody. So our angle on this really is not the bats, believe it or not. The market hasn't fully priced in the pitching lab story yet. Everyone sees Aaron Judge. Nobody's talking about what's coming up from Scranton, but we are, okay? 7-1 out of the gate with a plus 26 run differential. The pitching has only allowed 8 runs in 7 games. That's not just a number. That's a signal about a staff that is better than it is advertised to be. Garrett Cole, back. His return from Tommy John surgery stabilizes the rotation with a legit ace. Without him, this team was asking Carlos Rodon to be the stopper. With Cole healthy, that calculus changes entirely, okay? The lineup is stacked. Judge led the majors with a 331 average and is a legitimate MVP candidate again. Cody Bellinger re-signed on a 5-year deal. Jazz Chisholm, 31 home runs. The offense can go toe-to-toe with anyone. Now, here's a guy, my X factor, that I am extremely high on, okay, and have been watching. And I don't think anybody's talking about him yet, but I'm gonna talk about him now. Carlos LaGrange, okay? Hardly anybody knows who this guy is. He's a 6'7" right-handed pitcher that I've seen throw the ball like lightning, like lightning. I'm not a baseball player, but if I was, I don't think I'd want to stand there and have this guy throwing that fastball at me. Okay. AAA in Scranton, throws 100 to 105 miles an hour, touched 101.3 last week, won the James P. Dawson Award this spring, 0.66 ERA. Okay. His control, he's always been a bit of a wild man, had some control issues, is finally becoming harnessed. He's the Mason Miller insurance policy for the bullpen. The guy nobody outside of the Yankees camp except us is even talking about yet. If this guy gets called up, okay, which I have a feeling he is going to be, if this kid, Carlos LaGrange, gets called up, and you heard it here first, I think, at least I didn't hear it nowhere else. Maybe you did. But if Carlos LaGrange gets called up and goes in there and does what I think this kid is capable of doing, and they can keep his control harnessed, watch out. Watch out, man. Watch out. Strike out, strike out, strike out. This kid throws like a lion heart, man. I'm telling you, the kid's deadly. Another factor for the Yankees, all right? A lot of people love to hate on the Yankees the way they like to hate on Bob Baffert. People like to hate on greatness. Don't hate, congratulate. It's way more positive and healthy for your inner being. But never mind that. The Yankees are overdue, okay? The Yankees, what do they got? They got rings like Tom Brady. They're World Series winners. Knock them all you want. Evil empire, money, this, that, whatever. The Yankees are winners, always have been. They're overdue. Their last World Series was in 2009. I like them. I think they're gonna certainly make noise and have a chance to win the World Series. AL East, respect. MGM has them at bet 150 to win the division, plus 450 to win the pennant. They are seen as the American League's top challenger to the Dodgers. And I agree. You can't just foregone conclusion that the Dodgers are going to just keep winning everything. They've got some edges. We know all about that, especially with the way they've handled the payroll, but still got to play the games. The cons, 7-1 record in April doesn't mean shit. We get that. The rotation depth behind Cole. Right now, they're pitching above what everybody expected. Maybe that level's off. Public team, a lot of expectations. It's a mainstream pick. It's not a big edge pick, but I think we pointed out some, I don't know that intangibles are the right word, but some really positive indicators that this could be the year that the Yankees get back into it. By now, especially with the LaGrange angle hoovering out there, because I'm telling you, the guy's a game changer. If he gets called up and starts locking down the 8th inning, game changer. Odds will change. Now, to my favorite sport of them all that most of you will not agree with, but that's okay, Formula One. There's a kid leading the points championship right now in his second year that I told people 2-3 years ago this kid was going to be a star in Formula One. He can flat out drive. His name is Kimi Antonelli, Andrea Kimi Antonelli. First driver from Italy in a long time, drives for the Mercedes team, was brought up by Mercedes, 19 years old now, was brought up last year at 18, coming off 2 wins in a row, almost unheard of in your second year. Yes, Mercedes has the car so far this year with the new rules, but let's be careful because he's a kid and I get it, but he's right now the youngest World Drivers' Championship leader in Formula One history, and he's only 19. Now, I'm not taking him. I'm not saying to take him, but the market is out there, okay? I'm taking him to break the record for most wins in the second year. Now, the Guinness record for wins in a rookie first year is 4. Lewis Hamilton and Jacques Villeneuve both did that in 2007 and 2096, respectively. Antonelli's in his second season, so he's got to break the sophomore win, and that's 5 wins. Okay, Lewis Hamilton did it in 2008, the year he won his first world championship. Antonelli already has 2. Now it's a shortened season this year. They're taking away 2 races. Okay, he's won 2 out of 3, but there's 2 races less. So he's got less races to get there, and you can go a long time in Formula One without winning a Grand Prix. So he's no lock with 2 wins, but he's got 2 wins. He's got the Mercedes package. Most importantly, he's quicker than his teammate, George Russell, who's much more experienced and an outstanding driver, underrated, super fast, and very, very savvy driver. And this kid's out qualifying him. Absolutely going to be a world champion in the future. But I think right now, if you can get plus 300, plus 400, plus 500 maybe on him breaking Hamilton's record of 5 wins in the sophomore year, grab it. Again, I think his main rival is probably going to be his teammate, George Russell, but I definitely think he's got a shot to break that record. And he's plus 110 for the championship. So, you know, I think it just makes that a super savvy outside the box wager if you could find a price that I have seen out there. Okay, now we're gonna really deviate. We're gonna really deviate now and have some fun. All right, proposition bet: the Commanders Stadium named after Donald Trump. I say it's gonna happen. It's not just a rumor; it's a leverage play. Trump's team has made back channel contact with the Commanders' ownership. The White House press secretary went on record. It's what the president wants, and it will probably happen. The question is whether Trump's very real federal leverage moves the needle, and whether the market at 6% is underpricing the chaos factor, and that very well may be. But I don't think so. Federal leverage is real. The National Park Service, which reports directly to Trump, must sign off on naming rights decisions for the RFK site. That's not a symbolic veto. It's actual leverage that the president can exercise. He's already used sports as leverage point with the franchise. Trump previously threatened to block the entire stadium deal unless the Commanders reverted back to the Redskins name. The threat didn't fully land, but it moved the conversation. He will probably do this again. We know how he works, and we know how much he would probably love that stadium named for him. Karen Levitt told ESPN it would be a beautiful name, and Trump can make it happen. It's not a throwaway quote. It's a stated position. They just renamed the Palm Beach Airport Trump Airport. Okay, it's been the Palm Beach Airport for a long time. Trump doesn't need the full naming rights deal. He needs an announcement, a framework, a handshake. The poly-market market requires a formal agreement by June 30th, and that's actually a tighter window than you'd want, but why the number is at 6% rather than higher. Where there's smoke, there's fire. The market thinks it's a long shot. And some of these stadium deals, like SoFi, we were talking about before, they pay $30 million a year over 20 years for the naming rights to the Chargers Rams stadium. So there is that, but this stadium doesn't open until 2030. There's no urgency to commit. That's a big con, but it's something I think can happen, especially with Trump and his ego and his aggressiveness in making things like that happen. And it's a fun wager for or against. Whether you agree with me or you don't, it's kind of a fun wager. So the Sharp Edge debut show. If you like it, let me know. If you don't, and you never want to see it again, let me know that too. We're going to change the format. We got some great things lined up. I just don't want to promise stuff and tell you stuff is going to happen that I can't deliver, because we're trying to put a lot of stuff together, and it's, with moving parts, it's always difficult to make things happen the way that you want them to and as fast as you want them to. But I think we got a good shot at making this happen, especially if you like it, if we get views, if we get good comments, good feedback. That will help us get to where we want to go. So I think we've got some interesting wagers. I love the Chargers bet. I love the Antonelli bet. If you could find the price, I've been fortunate enough to find it on a couple of markets. It's going to change quick. I like the Yankees play. I really do. So I think we got some interesting plays. And Patrick Reed is a hell of a value play. If you're out there, and you like to swing for the fences, I think that's about as good a fence swing, grand slam type swing at bat that you could possibly make. So with that, thank you for watching this first episode of the Sharp Edge, where we will try and give you an edge so sharp that you could look in the mirror and shave with it, because that's what we're going to try and do. So thanks for watching. Over and out. Get a seat for the seminar. We'll be back with more. Oh, yeah. Ciao, ciao.
Here comes journalism. Here comes sovereignty. And they square off, heading to the final front. Sovereignty wins the Derby.
You're watching Past the Wire TV. Hit that like button and subscribe to Past the Wire TV. Nobody does it better.
Knowledge. It's not free. You got to pay attention.
Hey, I'm Tatiana Ryan, the host of the Businessy Podcast, and you are watching Past the Wire TV, your home of all of the most reliable and the most fashionable information for all of your horse racing wagering needs. Now, go get your bets on.